Hey guys, Crystal here from Elite Hair Care USA. So I'm coming to you guys for a quick live to talk. Sorry, you're gonna see me keep doing this, right? To talk a little bit about traction alopecia and how to really deal with traction alopecia. Is there a way to actually deal with traction alopecia? Is it curable? Is it reversible? How do you get it? What do you do when you do have it? We're gonna talk about all of that. So with traction alopecia, it is one of the only forms of alopecia that comes from a negative behavior. It is not something that just happens automatic. It is not something that is genetic. It's not something that you catch. It's not anything of that sort. It comes from basically you doing a negative behavior with your hair that has now created, hence the word traction alopecia, right? So is traction alopecia reversible? Is traction alopecia curable? Is it something that you can get rid of? Absolutely. But there is a but to that. It has a lot to do with number one, timing, and number two, stopping the negative behavior. So the reason why I said timing is something where if you don't catch it in time, you run the risk of not being able to get it to reverse. Okay? If you continue to have the same negative behavior for 7 years, eventually your hair is going to remember what you told it, what you taught it, how you taught it, and it's going to do exactly what you said for it to do, which is not grow back. Okay? So if I continue to do my hair like this every single day for 7 years, guess what? My hairline is going to learn that number one, I don't need it. Okay? Number two, I want it to do something by pulling back. So it's going to get rid of itself. It is something where it has a mind. And you teach it exactly what you want it to do, and it does exactly what you tell it to. So with that being said, traction alopecia is one of those things where if you don't catch it in time, it will, number one, get worse, and number two, become what we call permanent or scarred. That's a big word. Scarred is a big word. And the reason why I said scarred is because a lot of people don't know that with traction alopecia, it is actually one of the only forms of alopecia that is somewhat reversible. All other forms of alopecia is technically not reversible and they're not curable. They are kind of like, let's pray about it kind of alopecia. We're going to pray that it works. We're going to pray that it grows back. Traction alopecia comes from, okay, don't do that again, and I'm going to grow back if you catch me in time. Okay? Hey, Elite Hair Care, are you going to be at the Bronner Brothers Hair Expo show in February? No, I'm not going to be at the Bronner Brothers show this year. I've kind of gotten out of going to the Bronner Brothers show over the last couple years. And since starting my own product line, because I'm not in the professional sector of my product line, I don't really have a benefit of going to the Bronner Brothers show. Mainly because I feel like the education is not the education that I'm looking for. And I love the Bronner Brothers show, but I am big on education, and I feel like the Bronner Brothers show, they just have not delivered for me in regards to the different companies that appear at the show. I feel like they hold back with the Bronner Brothers show. And then when they come to shows like Premiere and IBS, that's when they want to give their 1,000%. And that's not Bronner Brothers, that's the vendors is who I'm talking about. So now I won't be at that show. But yeah, so traction alopecia is one of those things where you simply have to just stop. If you wear your hair in a ponytail every single day for 6 years in the same spot, you have just created traction alopecia all by yourself. You didn't do anything else. All you did was this ponytail, and you notice that your hairline is receding. You notice that, and I don't just mean the edges, guys. When I say hairline is receding, this can be behind the ear. This can be the nape of the neck. This can be the edge. This can be in front of the crown. It can also be in the spot that you continuously put that tension every single day because we are creatures of habit. We do the same thing over and over and over again. So when we do that, guess what we do? We create a habit. Now, traction alopecia does not just come from ponytails. It can come from braids. It can come from sew-ins, tight cornrows. It can come from just putting your hair up in a bun. It can come from even children. Guys, we're in the realm now where there are children who are dealing with traction alopecia at a very young age, okay? And this is something that I like to address because we as parents, and I'm guilty too, we like to take our children to these places to get their hair braided because, you know, we don't want to deal with it too much, too long. And then we allow the stylist, we want the stylist to make it really, really tight so that it will last. We want the stylist to, you add extensions to the child's hair, not knowing that the extensions are going to make it even more tight and make it where the hair has no room for any type of, I'll say elasticity, where it can bounce back and forth. It's just there. So we are creating a very bad cycle for our children as well at a very young age. So with my children, how I try to eliminate or keep down the risk or running the risk of them getting traction alopecia or any form of hair loss or breakage is if I get their hair braided, I do not just go back and braid it right after I take it out. I'll let them have it out for about a week or two, and then we'll go back into it. But even with their hair getting braided, I tell the stylist that I don't want it too small because that is the easiest way right there. It starts with the size of the braid, and then I tell her that I don't want it too tight either. Okay, and I'm very big on that. So that is in regards to children, and that's very important because we are now creating an environment for our children to have the same unwarranted behavior at a young age. And there are children that are 10 years old with no hairline. No hairline, and you're 10. You get what I mean? So that's very important when it comes to traction alopecia. So let's talk about some ways to help eliminate traction alopecia. Number one, stop the repetitive negative behavior. And I know that sounds easier said than done. Not everyone can do that. Not everyone has the time in the day to get up every single morning and comb their hair. So I understand it's all great and convenience, right? It's convenient. We all look for convenience. We all want the hurry come up. We want the hurry get up, move, move. We don't want to do any type of work. But don't worry why 2 years down the road, you are now sitting in a stylist chair wondering what you can do to mask those areas of trouble. What can you do to strengthen your hairline? What can you do to get the nape of your neck to grow? What can you do to get the circle, the hole that you created from the ponytail the entire time? What can you do to allow your edges to start regrowing because they were so full 4 years ago and now they're gone? This is exactly why, and this is the reason why I decided that I wanted to make this video, because traction alopecia is actually the most common form of alopecia in the African American community. Why? Because everything we do, we want it tight. Everything we do, we want it to be sleek. We don't care at what cost, okay? We just want that baby to be laid, correct? Everything we do, we need to make sure that there's some cultures within the African American, I'll just say African American community, let me say it like that, where they strive on making sure that their eyes look like this. And I'm not going to say which type, but they want all of their eyes to go just like this. They want to look chinky. So for you to look chinky, your hair needs to be very tight. And they make sure that their hair is very tight so they can look chinky. And I think that is the stupidest thing on the planet. But that is what we deal with. And this is the reason why a lot of people are suffering. Sorry, I'm looking inside my bottle. This is the reason why a lot of people are suffering from traction alopecia, and it is now becoming a permanent situation and not a temporary situation. So what can you do? As I said, number one, stop the negative behavior. I'm not going to say, oh, don't wear weave ever again. Even I don't say that to myself. But you have to do things in moderation. Moderation is very important. If you're not doing things in moderation, you are creating a negative behavior and you will never get yourself out of the hole. Correct, Kay. Thank you so much. I have 200 people on this live, and I only have 64 thumbs up. So if I can get everybody to close out their chat and go on up there and hit that thumbs up button, or if you're watching this on the replay, don't forget to hit the thumbs up before you go. And thank you very much. I appreciate you guys in advance. There we go. Thumbs ups, thumbs ups, thumbs ups. Yes. Yes, everybody can have their yogurt. All right. So, thank you. A friend of mine was wearing weave a lot. Then she started stressing. Her hair came out in the middle of her head. Would it be traction alopecia? That can be a possibility, but stress can also induce things too. So I don't want to just jump straight forward and say, oh, yeah, that's traction alopecia. Bad. Shame on her. No, stress is a silent killer too. And it's a silent killer of everything. The follicle, the skin, everything. Okay? So with traction alopecia, how do you limit the traction? If you are one, and I'm gonna do a poll really quick, okay? So you guys get your fingers in your comments. If you wear sew-ins more than 3 times a year, give me a 1 in the comments. If you wear sew-ins more than 3 times a year, put a 1 in the comments. There's 213 people here right now. I'm not going to single anyone out, so don't worry about that. I just would like to know how many of you wear sew-ins more than 3 times a year. So I counted 1, 2. Oh, I know there's more than 2. Don't be scared. Go ahead and put that 1 in there. I'm not singling anyone out, nor am I going to call anyone's names. I'm just doing a poll. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'll give it another second because out of 200 people, only 4 of you say you only wear it. 5. 'I'm not sure what the zeros are. 6. 7. Okay. All right, I'll leave that there. Now, if you've worn braids, and we're going to use 2019 as the example. If you've worn braids at least 2 times in the year of 2019, put a 2 in the chat. If you've worn braids more than twice in 2019, put a 2. It's a lot of 2s, okay? So a lot of people wear braids, okay? I don't know why this doesn't want to close. All right. Okay, so I see braids are very common. Now, here is the kicker. If you think you have traction alopecia right now, put a 3 in the chat. If you think, you don't need to have been diagnosed, nothing. If you think you have traction alopecia right now, put a 3 in the chat. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So at least 25 people feel, so out of 252 people, at least 25 people, okay? So 252, 25, that's 10, 12, 25 out of 12. Wow, that's almost 30% of you. That's crazy. Thinning edges is considered a form of traction. Just so those of you that don't know. So I'm going to show you guys on my mannequin head what traction alopecia can look like. Okay, hold on one second. Because I like to show things so you understand better. All right, so I'm going to show you guys what traction alopecia will look like if I can find my scissors. Can't find my scissors. I won't be able to show you because I can't find my scissors. Anyhow, this is how we start with traction alopecia. Okay? You start by every single day, this is you going to work. Every day your hair is like this. Okay? Or every 3 months you get something done like this, where the hair is pulled back into some braids. Something like this with your sew-in. So your edges are always pulled back. Whatever braid pattern you use, it starts right there, okay? Ponytails. Just like I said, that is another form or way to easily start traction alopecia. Whether it be where you put the ponytail, whether it be how tight the ponytail is, because it can go from here all the way around. It can even go inside here where the ponytail rests, okay? Here we go. That's where the ponytail rests. Those of you who like to do lace fronts, beautiful, honey. Slay. You want them things to look natural. I get it. All that. Guess what? Every time the stylist does this, even though they say that they're protecting, now no shade to any stylist, because I've worn lace fronts, it's just not for me, okay? I'll wear them glueless. Even though the stylist is saying, oh girl, I'm protecting your hairline, and I'm putting the glue on your face. Guess what? It always takes at least one strand of hair from each area. I don't care how good they are. Every time they put it on, at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pieces of hair come off from this adhesive, okay? Because hair grows all over your face. It's not just because these follicles are long that means that they're excluded, okay? Hold her up higher. There you go. Okay? You see the glue? That was lip gloss, by the way. You see the glue here? Oh, I'm putting it on your face. Yeah, but hair grows on your face. And eventually they take one follicle. Every time they take it off, 2 follicles. Every time they take it off, 3 follicles. Every time they take it off. All of that counts. All of that counts. Alice says that's why I wear glueless wigs. But here's the kicker, Alice. You keep putting that glueless wig on your head. Repetitive behavior now. You keep putting that band on the head every single day. You've created an environment for your hair to say, okay, so you don't need anything there. Let's go ahead and clear it out. That comes with the territory too. So it's almost like there's a yin and a yang to everything you do. If I wear my wigs, I can guarantee every time I take off my glueless wig, I have at least one strand caught in the lace. Every single time I take off my wig, I have at least one strand caught in the lace. So if you do this every single day, for 365 days in the year, okay, you have lost 365 strands. There's not that many strands on the hairline. Eventually, you start to notice that it recedes. That is a form of traction alopecia. So Tam asks, how do fix wearing a glueless wig? Not sure if you're saying how do you fix it if you wear a glueless wig, or I think so. I think that's how you said it. So there are different things that you can do. Number one, moderation is very important. I can't say that again. Do things in moderation. There's never going to be a 100% blueprint to alleviate or keep you away from having traction alopecia, okay? There's no absolute way to do that. But there are things that you do in life that will definitely help you control how much hair you've lost and how you handle those different situations. Okay? So, number one, if you wear braids, okay, don't do them so tight all the time. I know we all want to look like this. Okay? We all want to look like Nicki Minaj with all the makeup on her face. We all want to look like her. I get it. I get it. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you have a hairline when you're done. That goes for the front of the hairline, that goes for behind the ear, and that also goes for the nape of the neck. The nape of the neck is also an area that suffers the most for wig wearers because that is where all the tension is. It's always on the nape of the neck. So this area will go first, and then the hairline will come with it. Okay? So keep that in mind. For children, same thing. Don't necessarily run to, oh, I need it to last 9 years. No. Those braids should not be in any longer than 2 to 3 weeks, the maximum. And then you need to pay the hair the same respect that you did those braids and weaves. If you wore it for 2 to 3 weeks, then you need to give your hair the respect of being out and being nurtured for 2 to 3 weeks. Yes, it's a sacrifice, but guess what? That's a sacrifice that should be made because your first appearance is a lasting appearance. Okay? Your first impression is a lasting impression. First appearance is a lasting appearance. If you walk up to someone looking dirty, they're going to always think that you're dirty. You walk up to someone, that's like me as a hairstylist. I'm doing hair repair. My specialty in life, that the gift that God gave me is hair repair, hair regrowth. Yeah, I don't have any edges. How does that work? So if you guys came on my live for the first time and I'm telling you that my products regrow your hairline and you notice that I don't have a hairline, would you guys still have been on my live? And be honest. I'm going to take a poll. If you ever watched one of my videos, if you were one of the first people to watch my video, okay, and I'm telling you that I have hair repair and growth products and you see that my hairline is gone, would you still believe in me or my products? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. First appearance and first impression are both very lasting. They are lasting on either side. Impression and appearance. Thank you. So you have to practice what you preach. With traction alopecia, it's one of those things where it is something that you started. There's no other answer unless, God forbid, someone pulls your edges out. That's the only exclusion to that. God forbid you had surgery and they had to shave that part of the hair off. That's different. That's not self-induced. Self-induced is, hey, I'm going to get my hair braided by the African braiders who are absolutely amazing at what they do. But they are absolutely probably the tightest braids that you will ever get. And you can see the white bulb coming from the strand after you've taken it out. That is what happens with traction alopecia. Okay? If the hair is too tight, you've already started it. You started it from the moment that you got whatever service it is that you got. I wear this band that protects my hairline. I don't wear wigs for long periods of time. I will take the wig off while driving if it is too tight. I don't wear lace front wigs either. Okay, Alice. So Phaedra said, I wish I never put a weave in my hair years ago. I had a lot of full hair. So that is the reason why I've decided to stay with my shortcuts, because at one point in life, I had one side of my head shaved and I would wear a sew-in from this side down all the way over. And my hair was always at least 26 to 20, 28, whatever inches, 20 inches, 22. They didn't really have 26 like that. It was like 20 to 24 inches at that time. And what I noticed is every single time I took my hair down, I lost more than I gained because my hair texture could not support being, number one, up in braids for so long because it would mat up being fine textured. Number two, they would have to braid my hair a lot tighter because my hair would not last. And then they would also use weave or yarn or thread that would add even more tension. And then I noticed that my hairline started to recede. I noticed that my part here was no longer here. It started over here because all of this hair had broken off. I noticed that the nape of my neck was always sore because it was always so tight. So eventually, once I got my hair cut, it was a very tough transition for me because I was going from weave to now having to wear my own hair and take care of it. But at the same time, this is the healthiest that my hair has ever been. And it's been this way for years now. I cut my hair by choice, not even because it's needed. I rock my short cut by choice, but this is the healthiest my hair has ever been. And I'm more than certain if I allow it to grow out, it would be absolutely amazing. Hair is not living combination to protein radicals, alpha, beta, skin is the large. Okay, Bonnie. Well, thank you so much for your scientific law, but you're about to be put out. Bye. Nobody trying to hear all that. It's not a debate. Save that for the Science Channel. I can't blame nobody but myself for my traction alopecia. Absolutely, Miss Crystal. See, that is where it starts. You admit the problem. It's just like going to AA meetings. Hello, my name is Crystal and I don't have any edges. That's how it starts. That is how it starts. What about sister locks? I'm glad you asked that, Karen. So sister locks is another one where, while they are beautiful, I do not like them. I feel like, number one, they're too fragile. They pop very easily. They put a lot of stress on the hair, mainly because people with sister locks are always styling them and pulling them in different directions. Typically, when you look at the scalp level, the partings are wide. You can literally count the partings for sister locks. You can't count the sister locks themselves, but when it's time for them to get done, you can count the partings. Why? Because it's too much stress. And the technique that they are using for sister locks is stressful on the hair. Am I against them? Not so much. Am I for them? Not so much either. Yep. So how can I fix my traction alopecia? So Jaleesa, number one, I already gave you the answer, which was number one. First and foremost, you have to limit or stop the negative behavior. And the negative behavior would be exactly what you're doing. You got the sew-in in, right? Hold on. If you have a sew-in in and you can't think, literally, you already know what the problem is. If you have a sew-in in your head and you cannot think after getting it, if you have braids today and you have to go home and take a Tylenol because you're not tender-headed, you've already started the process. So you should be you have to be in control of your hair when you are sitting in someone's chair, okay? Hey, could you not do them so tight? And if that stylist says, oh, I have to do them tight, you don't have to do any damn thing. You can do it the way I'm asking you to do it because I'm paying for it. Thank you. That's how that works. I'm really straight. Don't tell me you have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. If I'm paying you, you're going to do it the way I ask you to do it. It's like punishment to the scalp. All that pulling, we don't deserve it. Absolutely. I don't know how to wear my hair out. You know why? Manisa, I'm going to assume, because you have to train yourself. Just like you trained yourself to know how to take care of that sewing in those braids, you have to train yourself to know how to take care of the thing that God gave you that can easily go away, your hair. You have to teach yourself how to take care of it. I have a lot of clients that come in my chair and they say, well, I don't know how to take care of my hair. I'm like, well, you need to learn because it's a very important thing. You didn't know how to brush your teeth as a child, but with practice, you learned, right? Let me use a different one because not everybody knows how to brush their teeth. You didn't know how to brush your hair as a child. You had to learn. And eventually it became perfect. You might not have known how to cook. You had to learn. Same thing with your hair. You have to learn your hair, what your hair wants, what your hair needs, and what you can and cannot do. What your hair can tolerate and what it can't. If you have fine textured hair, why are you getting goddess braids and you barely have 18 strands in one braid? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. What is TWA? Honestly, in my mind, I say teeny weeny afro. Will rod setting natural hair be much safer to wear to keep the hair from falling out? I mean, it can, but keep in mind, rod setting will require you to go to sleep, and it's going to rub together and potentially mat up. There's no perfect style. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. There's no perfect style to eliminate anything. Everyone is like a snowflake, and everyone's situation is going to be different. What may work for me may not work for you. I love my shortcut. Is it for everyone? No. She loves her natural hair. Is that for me? No. No. Why don't you do men's haircuts? Just curious. Because I don't want to. And please don't ask me another dumb question. Every hair is different. Even the same so-called grades. Every grade is different. It's never going to be the same. Okay, so what's the name of your product? So I have a couple of different products. Some people ask me, and I'm going to give you two products that is not mine because I'm not biased to anything. And they're not really products. They're more like ingredients. Jamaican black castor oil in the rawest form, okay? Not ones mixed with lavender and orange. And no. Jamaican black castor oil is a great oil to be used on the scalp. It is great. Now, is it smelly? If it's the raw form, it is smelly. It doesn't have a pleasant smell. Okay? But Jamaican black castor oil in the raw form is great to use on the hairline, especially for children. It's a little bit thick. So if you have fine textured hair, it's not something that I would recommend. Okay? For your hairline, one of my products to help repair the hairline in specific is the edge repair and growth kit. It's a 2-part kit. You use it once every 3 days, but you cannot add any type of petroleum products. And a lot of times the products that you're using also hinders your growth. Petroleum is not made to be used on the scalp. It is too thick and it clogs the follicle and it will not grow. So if you are one who likes to use Vaseline on your hair, being cheap, please stop. Please stop. Vaseline or Vaseline is not to be used on the hair. It is to be used on your lips. You can use it on your ashy knees. You can use it on whatever, but do not use it on the scalp. It's too thick. I was told by a dermatologist that I have scarring. What is scarring? How do I fix my scalp that is scarred? So here's the thing. Scarring is unfixable. Scarring is when the body has overhealed and self-healed and created a glaze over that area. So I'm going to try to find something as an example. Hold on. I got it. So this is your scalp. It's a bad example, but I want you guys to kind of understand. This is your scalp, okay? Your scalp is now bald, okay? So imagine this being a bald scalp. It now looks like this. You got one strand hanging out and everything else around it is gone. Scarring is this. A glaze or a big patch of skin or tissue that has now grown over this and nothing can penetrate. No matter what you do, nothing is going, sorry guys, my nose itch. Nothing is going to get through this skin to allow anything to come out. No matter how hard I push, all it does is sit under there. So there's nothing coming out. Okay, that is what scarring is. Once an area is scarred, it is dead because there is nothing that can penetrate that area. So if you have scarring alopecia, the only form, I don't know why my nose itches today. The only form of hair of any sort is either going to come from hair implants, which is very expensive, but if it's something that you want, you can definitely get. Or you're going to have to do the artificial way where you're wearing your weaves and those kind of things because that area is already scarred. It's not going to come back. Nathan, let me address you. Hold on. Really, if you don't do men's hair, you don't have to answer the question so rude. Come on, you're a wonderful hairstylist and you're doing a live. It is a general question. You just simply answered with rest. So Nathan, you sound pressed. Find you something to do, sweetheart. I don't do men's hair, and I'm going to address you just the same. Find you somewhere to go. You can't keep asking me the same question and then expect a different result, sweetheart. You're going to get the same answer. Find you something to do. I don't do men's hair. It is what it is. I don't know why you feel so pressed to tell me that. Oh, well. Next. People want to think, you think this is Walmart? This ain't Walmart. This ain't Burger King. You have it your way. I answer you any kind of way I want to. It's just what it is. Peace out. People take things a little too personal. Stop being so sensitive, especially if you are a man. Stop being so damn sensitive. Men are too sensitive. Cut this shit out. I don't have time for sensitive men. Be gone. Do your products contain any type of nut? I'm allergic to nuts. Yes, Ellie. Actually, all of our products contain nut oils. I received my balm today, and I love the texture and smell. Yay! Key, I'm not. It's not even that. I don't have time for sensitivity. We too sensitive nowadays. We sensitive about stuff that is just too small to be sensitive about. Just stop it. That doesn't make sense. You're a grown man being sensitive. Bruh, you found the wrong lie for that. I have an alpha male that I live with. I ain't got time for the sensitivity. No. After I had my baby, my hair is just so dry. Nothing works on it anymore. What are good products for 4C dry hair? I'm over the wigs. So Jazz, just because it's a 4C, that doesn't mean it's dry. I would definitely say do a porosity test, and that'll tell you what direction you should go. Whether it be you need to hydrate with heat, or you need to do more protein, more strength, that kind of thing. You're the bomb. Wish you were my stylist. Phaedra, I'm not for everybody. I'm very straightforward. I don't have time for foolishness. I don't jump around. I don't. I'm sorry. Whoever thinks I'm rude, log off. It is what it is. People too sensitive today. We used to actually have thick skin. Now you step on their toe and say sorry, it's death. Did you find your ass something to do, please? No. Use a man. I am a woman. You're too sensitive. Me can't bother. What hairstyle should we wear? There's not really a hairstyle that will work for traction alopecia. I'm going to be quite honest. A wrap is probably your best bet. But if you're natural, can you wear a wrap? You get what I mean? So it's kind of like you just have to know what to do, when to do it. If you're going to wear sew-ins, okay, cool. If you wore it for 8 weeks, give your hair the same respect. Wear it out for 8 weeks. Treat it for 8 weeks. I don't know why this side of my nose, y'all. I know y'all see it. I don't do drugs, y'all, but my nose is on fire. Oh my gosh. A few years ago, they would laugh at the butt-heartedness of it all. Yes, they would. Oh well. How can you order my products? Go to elitehaircareusa.com. So shaving off all your hair would never work for those with scarlet alopecia. No, baby. Listen, y'all better stop watching these people on YouTube telling you to shave all your hair off so it'll grow back. I know so it go. Don't just don't do it. Just don't do it. But find a good stylist that can give you good advice. And I've done a couple videos on how to find a stylist. I did that on purpose because I can't service everybody. Nor am I 8 different places, nor am I a know-it-all. No. But there are stylists out there that can definitely help. You just have to know how to find them. Just took your braids out and going to give your scalp a rest. Absolutely. That's very important. Rest is very important. If you guys think about it, think of everything in layman's terms. Okay? We are human beings. We walk, talk, eat, laugh, play from 8 a.m. to midnight every single night. The body cannot reset unless you give it rest. It is no different with your hair. Okay? You do so much to it every single day. The hair cannot reset. The hair cannot thrive. It cannot grow unless you give it the goodness that it needs and you give it rest. I don't think you changed your clear edge tamer. It doesn't have CBnoids anymore. Nope, that clear edge tamer does not have CBnoids anymore. The description didn't change because it's still under the black or the clear, but the clear does not have CBnoids, and it's actually on the container itself. The tips of my hair is so tough. Sorry, Chris, I think you missed my question. Can I mix eucalyptus oil, tea tree oil, and mint as an essential oil with my carrier oil mixture? You just mix 3 different essential oils that actually are very drying. You need to kind of just pick one, and then you need to add a moisture essential oil to that. The carrier oils are moisture as well, but you don't want to just run straight to mint, eucalyptus, peppermint. Those mints and eucalyptus, peppermints, tea trees, they're very drying. I have hypothyroidism and it caused me to lose my hair in my crown. What product should I use? So Shirley, everybody's hypothyroidism is a little bit different. I didn't lose any hair. The only hair I lost was the tails of my eyebrows, and that has now, you know what I'm saying, eyebrow repair kit, honey. Back. So it sounds like there has to be something. There's something else that goes along with this situation that you're dealing with. Hypothyroidism will change the hair texture, but it won't cause you to have alopecia of that form. So I definitely check that again. Probably see a dermatologist just so they can culture the area, just to be certain. I don't even have a thyroid and I didn't lose my hair. So I'm not saying it's not that, but I definitely say to go and check it. How long have you been a stylist? 15 years. Plus more. Like legally, I've been a stylist for 15 years. Illegally, I've been a stylist for longer than that. Sorry if it was already asked and answered. By the way, I just received my product today. Yay. Love the kit packaging. Thank you. I used to corner my son's hair and it fell out in patches, so I was told to wash his hair with Selsun Blue and grease his scalp with Sulfur 8, and his hair grew back like crazy. That's awesome, Lenora. That's awesome. Do wearing silk scarves affect your hair like as to the edges? If you wear them as a style, yeah. If you wear it as a style, yeah, it's a repetitive behavior. Everything that you do is repetitive. Every time, okay, so here's an example. Oh, Lord, if my nose don't stop itching. I think it's allergies. Every single time you guys see me, my hair is flipped up like this, right? So guess what? The front of my hair is bone straight. That is from a negative repetitive behavior, if that makes sense. So the front of my hair is now bone straight. Everything else has some type of curl to it for some strange reason. Okay, the front of my hair is always bone straight. That started from a negative behavior that I accepted. And for those of you, by the way, anybody that you hear me mention product for, if you the sale for the weekend is over, but if you use code YouTube, you'll save 15%. Just so everybody knows. Crystal, sorry, I think my question didn't show up. But I don't know what products should I use for my dry scalp. The growth balm, it has lemons. You gotta smell like a lemon drop. I have never been so obsessed with the smell of something. It's like Pine Sol. You're gonna smell like a lemon drop, and it makes the scalp feel oh so good. Where are the great hair care stylists here in Philly? Hard to find. Most of them style hair instead of treating. So Phaedra, I follow a couple on Instagram. I don't know them personally. H Styles and Queen Stylista. I actually like their work. I'm not referring, but I like their work, and they're in Philly. I actually followed them for a couple years now. Do you have anything to regrow baldness? If it's not scarred, the Goddess Hair Repair Serum and the Hair Repair and Growth Shampoo and Conditioner, Daphne, would be your bestie. I know what you meant, Lenora. I understood. How do we know if our scalp is scarred? Is it diagnosed only? So scarring will look like, it'll look and feel like a scar on the skin. it'll feel very glazed and smooth. You'll notice that it's like a baby. It's just smooth. You don't feel a bump of hair. You don't feel anything. It's just naked. It's just like the uncle who's at the barbecue who has the crown size, like he only has hair right here. Right here is nice and shiny. You can see your face in it. That's what scarring looks like. You love lemons. What do you recommend someone should do if they're experiencing breakage? It depends on the reason why you're experiencing breakage. What product should I use for thinning from menopause? So menopause is a hormonal change. So you have to kind of let it subside. But to put a band-aid on the boo-boo, zinc works really, really well. The Hydra Strength shampoo and conditioner contains zinc. The growth elixir and the goddess serum works really well as well. But remember, these are just band-aids on the boo-boo. Until your hormones really get themselves in control, you can't really control it. And I'm sorry to say it like that, but it's that's how it is. Okay, I keep trying to look at my computer and keep the light on, but I think I did it. Okay. Scarring feels numb, depending on the type of scarring. It shouldn't feel that numb. I have an issue with autoimmune and had alopecia areata. It has all grown back, but I have not had the issue in about 5 years. Will the issue come back? There's no way for me to tell you that, Fancy Nancy. I would not know. You just kind of have to look at it. Can you show some of your products? Well, okay. I only have a very limited amount here in my office. I really don't have much of anything here in the office, actually. This is at home. But the only ones that I actually have sitting on my desk right now is the scalp exfoliation treatment, which is that one. And then I have my new wrap foam. But I don't have any more products here. I'm trying to clear this whole room out. Let's see. I had a baby 6 months ago. My hair is shedding. What products do you recommend? So Jen Jones, that's another hormonal change, especially babies. You got to just let it subside, but you can put a Band-Aid on the boo-boo in the meantime. The hair repair and growth kit, preferably the goddess kit, is the go-to. Outside of that, I really wouldn't recommend anything else because it really has nothing to do with external. It's internal. And if you're breastfeeding, that also is a big culprit too. Repeat the website, elitehaircareusa.com. I sure wish Harriet was on here, Lord. I wish my girl was on here because she be, she just does. She makes life easy for me. Is using biotin a help or a hazard? Biotin is a help, but too much biotin in the body begins to reject it. So you want to use a hair, skin, and nail vitamin and not just B7. Biotin is B7, but you also need vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin K. You need zinc, magnesium. You need iron. Your hair needs all of that. Let me see. Have you drunk your tea today? No. When will the balm be back in stock? So I just ordered a 80-gallon container of the balm because it sold out everything. All of it is gone. So when I ordered it the first time, I ordered it in, I think I ordered 6 5-gallon buckets because it has to be made to order. It's not something that you can just have sitting around. And those 6 5-gallon buckets are gone. That's a lot of growth balm, actually, because each gallon is 120 ounces of product. Each product is 4 ounces. So that means I get, what, 30? Yeah, 30? No, 40 jars out of each gallon. I ordered 6 5-gallon buckets, and they were gone in less than a couple of days. Like less than 3 days, actually. So I'm waiting on the tub, which takes time. Hopefully it'll be here by the end of this week. Thank you. Do you know anyone in the Chicago area? I don't. Do you have it in stock? Not yet, Deidre. It's out of stock right now. Hey, North Florida. Can the wrap foam be used on natural hair? It can be used on natural or relaxed hair. You can use it to do rod sets. You can use it to do shortcuts. You can use it to do lay your edges down. I mean, you can use it for almost any and everything. It's a very lightweight, non-flaky foam, and it leaves the hair very shiny. I used it to wrap my own hair, even though my hair is old, but you know. Onion juice does work. Actually, onion oil is in the Goddess Serum and the Growth Elixir. Onion oil and garlic oil are great for alopecia areata. Some people take prenatal vitamins. Yes, prenatal vitamins are great as well. Please, my wife is scratching her scalp. Silly, what can be done to stop the itching? Here's your answer. Scalp exfoliation treatment. Exfoliate her scalp. It's very soothing and it helps to remove that or reduce the inflammation on the scalp. What protective style? Honestly, none of the protective styles. Just pick one and do it in moderation. There's none that's going to ever keep you from having a problem. That's just how it is. Even having my hair like this, I created a problem. My front of my hair is straight. So it's kind of like you just have to do it in moderation and know when to withdraw and when to back up. How soon should you wash your hair after the silk press? Your regular wash day schedule. Which of your products do you recommend to maintain healthy natural hair? My hair is not usually dry and gets trimmed regularly. So actually that is going to be dependent on your porosity. Can I rinse my hair with any rinse? Will it worsen my alopecia? A rinse is deposit only. It won't do anything but deposit color. It's a filler. Rinses are fillers and then they dissipate or fade. I did a porosity test and did about 4 strands. They were all floating, but 3 to 4 minutes when I went to empty the water, they had sank. They sank because the water finally penetrated the cuticle after 3 to 4 minutes. You do the porosity test and you judge the results within the first minute. How much is the cream that you showed? You would actually go to the site and be able to see all of the pricing, Izetta. And this isn't a cream. This is a scrub. This is the actual scrub. Scalp exfoliation treatment. Any news on when Amazon will be selling your products? So I think I'm going to list the Goddess Serum and the Growth Elixir on Amazon. I'm going to test it out and see how it goes. I'm kind of afraid of Amazon though. But I'm going to list the Goddess Serum and the Growth Elixir on Amazon. Both of those products will be on there. And possibly the foam. Everything else will not on there. The site is elitehaircareusa.com. So just like my YouTube name, Elite Hair Care USA. Can you move to Chicago? I'm from Chicago and I have no plan of moving there. Can the Quantum Clarifying Shampoo get rid of inflammation of the scalp? No, it's a clarifier. It's just going to cleanse. I have low porosity hair, but it grows slow. What can I do to increase the growth? Honestly, D, growing slow, you can't rush the growth. That's just the rate that your hair grows. Sorry. That's just how it is. Don't try to rush it. Just, you can do your stretching out where you stretch it out with the silk press here and there to do a growth check. But if you're looking from the ways of an afro, shrinkage will fool you. I don't know where Harriet is. She needs to be on here. I have low porosity hair. Oh, I saw that one. I just tuned in. Do you do a before or after? So, excuse me. Porosity test should be done on clean, dry hair. You need to use clean, dry follicles, no product. But we can still go to your website to get items, right? LOL, Amazon and I are no longer friends. Love your products, by the way. Yes. Every product that I sell will be on my website, and then I'm going to test out 3 products on Amazon to see how it goes. Because I like their Prime thing. And I'm an Amazon junkie. I get Amazon boxes every day. I order food on Amazon if I could. Are you in communication with anyone in North Carolina? I am in communication with no one other than myself. I don't have anyone that I've trained before, so. Is the hair floats? What is the price? If it floats, it's low porosity, meaning it does not absorb moisture well. If it sinks, it's high porosity. And if it kind of floats in the middle of the glass, that's medium porosity. Oh, by the way, guys, just so everyone knows, I have 3 different ebooks that are going to be releasing at the beginning of the year. The first one releasing is how to deal with low porosity hair. That is my ebook. So they'll be on the site soon, where you'll be able to learn more about low porosity hair, high porosity hair, dealing with hair loss, in regards to alopecia or traction alopecia. Yeah, it's a couple different ones that I'm working on. The low porosity guide is actually already ready. It just needs to be uploaded. And these are all mine. They were written by me, created by me. These are my ebooks. I can't find a natural hairstylist in Fort Lauderdale. Do you know any? Nope, I don't. Especially down south. All right, guys. If you not notice, my nose is looking like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer right now because it itches. Okay, so my hair is low porosity. Why is it so dry? Because it's low porosity. That's why it's dry. The cuticle is closed and it doesn't absorb moisture. You just answered your own question. If you have black in scalp, my dermatologist said that's a sign of alopecia. I do not know what black in scalp means. But if your dermatologist told you that, then you're going to kind of have to follow, because I am not a doctor to tell you either any different. What comes in the strengthening kit, all of that information is on the site if you look in the description box. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Perlene. Yep, the ebooks will be ready. The low porosity book is going to be the first one. You guys know I'm a published author. I just don't talk about it. I've actually published 2 books already. I'm just real modest. I'm real humble to certain things. How did you learn so much about hair? From doing. I learn by doing, and then I read and I watch videos, and I learn from experience of other stylists. I give them their credit whenever another stylist teaches me. And I learn by experience majority of the time, dealing with the different situations. Girl, I'm about to go take an allergy pill. What kind of moisturizer can I use for low porosity hair? So low porosity hair actually needs heat and deep conditioners. We have a low porosity kit, the Moisture ELT, along with at least 15 minutes under a hooded dryer with the conditioner on, and that will open that cuticle so well. That goodness drops in, and then you close it with cold water so it stays in. What kits are best for alopecia? Goddess hair repair kit or the Elixir hair repair kit? Are all your products 100% natural? No, ma'am. Or sir? No, that's Desiree. No, ma'am. No, they don't need to be refrigerated. I don't do natural products, honestly. To be quite honest, there's no such thing as an all natural product. Every product that sits on the shelf actually needs a preservative to keep the shelf life over a week. So those people who love to say, oh, I sell only all natural products. Okay, so that means that your shelf life is less than 2 weeks, because it can go rancid and you did not put a preservative in it. If it has a preservative in it and it still says that it is natural, that's a lie. You have a preservative in it. That is not natural. Right. Girl, my brows looking good. Ew, thank you. Oh, black small circles and clusters. Now, I know that if you have quarter-size clusters, that is alopecia areata, but I don't know if that's what they meant. Okay, guys. So I have a couple consultations scheduled for tonight, because today is Monday. I think they start at 9:15. So I am going to go and eat my dinner and get prepared for those consults. Don't forget, for those of you who were recommended product, or maybe you heard a product that you definitely needed, if you use code YouTube, YOUTUBE, all one word, you'll save 15% off, excluding the bundle kits. It does not work on bundle kits, okay? Also, the Boss Babes New York event is coming up in January 25th. And then February 22nd is Boss Babes Atlanta. And I have now changed the LA date. It is now April the 4th in LA, because the venue that I wanted, they did not have availability. So I had to push it out about 2 weeks. So April the 4th will be the LA event. I'm going to go ahead and update that. And for those of you that are in any one of those cities, the tickets are available for those dates. Keep in mind, Boss Babe attendees get first dibs on hair care appointments when I come for the tour. Yep. This may be a dumb question, but how long should the growth elixir last while using? There's no way for me to tell you that, Proline. It depends on how much you're using, how often you use it. How long would a bottle of Jergens last if you lotion your skin? If you slather it on 6 times a day, it's not going to last as long as the person like me who uses it once a day. Oh, thanks, guys. All right, my loves. I need to put all of these in boxes. So I am about... Oh, wait, before I go... Whoa. Before I go... So you guys are going to notice over the next couple weeks, the packaging changes on a lot of our products. We are switching everything to different golds. So a majority of our products will have these gold crestings from the tops. I'm so excited. So a lot of our products, like packaging, is changing to more golds to match my brand. So you'll start seeing these. This actually goes to the Moisture ELT leave-in conditioner. So I'm like really excited. That's when that's when you're getting old. You get excited about stuff like that. You get excited I'm getting a dishwasher. Oh, I'm so excited I'm getting a new fridge. Not, oh, I'm so excited I'm about to go out. No, I'm so excited because I'm getting this new top for my bottle. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining my live tonight. Thanks to each and every one of you for being extremely positive in the live. Will the pumps work through? I don't know what that means. Yep. All right, guys. Good night.